In this Assetto Corsa mod review video, we're taking a look at one of the brand new World Drift Tour 2020 cars from the pack that just dropped yesterday, and we're starting right now. Hey guys, I'm Ben, and this is Kame Trick, the channel that bridges the gap between drifting in the simulator and drifting in real life. Today we're taking a look at the World Drift Tour 2020 pack's Chevrolet Corvette C6. It is equipped with an LSX 5.3 liter turbo, making 800 brake horsepower, 1,000 Newton meters of torque, and weighing in at 1,270 kilograms. And our track today is also a mod. It is called The Spot, and it's by modding group Happy Tracks. This is a wider track, and it should give us just the perfect place for this 800 horsepower beast to stretch its legs. Here we go. Taking a look at the interior, it's got beautiful carbon fiber everywhere and also a very cool electronic dash. Now let's see how the thing handles and listen to it scream. We'll kick it in with a clutch kick. Up to third on the transition, as I'm pretty sure it's going to need more wheel speed than what second has to offer. And at this point, I'm just going to try and keep it off the grass and out of the wall as best as I can. Coming over a bumpy elevation change there. Go up to fourth here, on throttle transition. Another one, because we're going up a hill, we should be able to, down to third, stay on throttle pretty aggressively with that banking. Off throttle early here to encourage a transition, and then rolling back in as the car becomes stable. Here up to fourth, we're going to try and run out to the wall, but not too close, because again, I'm not really skilled at driving cars that are quite this tuned. Down to third as we get into the decreasing radius around this first section. And then we're going to try to throw to max angle, and then come off throttle to make sure we don't run off into the grass, because again, there is also a decreasing radius turn. I'm going to try fourth gear over the hill. A little too tight, but it would be workable. It feels really strange to clutch kick an 800 horsepower car. I wouldn't think that you would need to, but sometimes you just want to make sure you get that fast response time. I will say as well, if anybody's really familiar with this car and is watching and wondering why it's driving the way that it is, I do have the turbo turned down to just 60% of its maximum output, too close to the wall, because these are just hard cars for me to drive. I'm not really in my element driving cars this powerful. I do, oh no, little maybe wall tap there. I do enjoy it, the challenge, but my heart really lies with grassroots and Matsuri, like party cars that make 300 to 400 wheel that you can do, 20 to 30 laps on before you do a tire change, that you can just change the oil on once a year and call it good. And that is not the sort of car that we're driving today. The thing that makes these competition cars so challenging is actually not the horsepower. If it was set up similar to my street car, this much horsepower would not be any harder to drive than my own car, in my opinion. That's my strong suspicion. I haven't had the opportunity to confirm it, of course. But what ends up happening, we'll throw a little backy for the boys there. Out to the wall again. Yikes, that's not scary at all. What ends up happening is these competition style cars are crazy gripped up. And because of how much grip they make, that's the reason that they need all this power. If they didn't make this sort of grip, there's no reason that they would have to have more than, even somebody greedy in my car would probably only need 600 wheel, and that would be for the fastest of tracks. So it's the grip that makes it challenging, because high grip kind of accentuates everything that you do. If you have a small bobble on street tires, the car is going to float around a fair bit, and it's going to kind of absorb a lot of that. It's going to dampen that. And that is not something that these sorts of tires are going to do. Go up to max lock here. That's why I am modulating the throttle so much when we get to these decreasing radius portions, I'm having to be really careful to try and keep the car happy. Before I leave the main layout here, I do want to take a second and see if we can't throw a 360 entry down that juicy, long straightaway, because that's always a fun thing to do. The type of ridiculousness that you just don't get to see out of like Formula Drift and pro cars that I kind of wish we could. So let's see if we can't set it up. We're gonna go big angle, we're gonna steer in, throw the wheel. Nope. Let's try that again. So we'll set it up. Probably go down to third. Wait for the car to come around. And then we didn't take the most ideal line there. We were running a little bit inside, but we'll roll with it. Now there's also a parking structure here. I don't know that I can manage this, but we're gonna try and get some Tokyo Drift vibes here. Oh man, the grip just makes it challenging. And this is a bit of a longer car too, but so far so good. Nope, oh, that's as far as we're gonna get with that. Okay, we'll leave the parking garage. Stop all that nonsense and come out to this little track. This is a much smaller track, and it's the track where, if I'm going to run this map, I'll do the WDT street cars. As you can see, it's quite a lot tighter, and I'm not sure what gears I want to run on it. So far we're rocking second, which is probably wise for me, because the tighter gearing will prevent the car from running too wide and running outside. If I had a little bit better handle on how to drive cars like this, I could probably get away with using third. But again, second's going to prevent the car from doing anything too crazy, and I shouldn't have any enormous off-course excursions as a result. But that's another fun thing about the Happy Tracks mod group. A lot of times, I'll go up to third for this faster section, a lot of times they have multiple tracks built into one, and it's really enjoyable to have the ability to go to all these different places while you're driving. Of course, if you want to get this track as well as this mod car, they'll be linked down in the description of the video. And I encourage you as well to visit worlddrifttour.com. That's their website for the car. They have a full pack that has multiple vehicles in it. They're all going to drive in a similar way. They're very well balanced. That's one thing that WDT's team is really solid at, is just making cars and car packs that are nicely balanced for fun tandem, but not completely effortless tandem. You still have to adapt to the nuances of each individual car, which is something that I think is important, because it's what it would actually be like. And then I believe that this little back section will link us back around to the main big track, but I could be wrong. Let's see what we've got to explore here. It looks like we're going to go up a bridge. Oh no, we're going to end up going on some sort of a downhill. Okay, now we've made it, and we're out onto the main track. So it's a pretty cool track too. Definitely check it out if you're into modding Assetto, if you're into drift tracks, and you haven't played it before. I'm sure that you would enjoy it. As far as how this car actually feels to drive, it transitions really well. It is pretty grippy. However, that is just the nature of the beast. Coming from the World Drift Tour street cars, which is what I prefer to drive the most, I can definitely see how this is just kind of an amped up version of the physics on those cars. And that's my favorite car pack. I feel like it's the most realistic car pack compared to my car. So like, obviously WDT-S is not realistic for pro cars, but if you're looking for something that simulates a car you might see at like Final Bout, for example, or Super D or like the animal style car, I feel like that is the pack to be driving if that's what you're into. But yeah, this car feels great. I could see myself getting good at it if I spent time practicing it. It's not like it just doesn't make sense. It's really just that everything is happening a lot faster and the car floats a lot less. So I have to be really cautious in terms of how I'm driving it in order to make everything come together. If you guys want to get more involved with my community, there are opportunities to drive with me. I have a live stream every Friday from 9 p.m. until midnight Central Time. It's called the Kame Trick Weekly Drift Matsuri. You can find our servers. We're always running mod content. We typically are running the WDT street cars, so we won't have things quite this powerful here. However, it is a good time, and you can certainly partake in that. We always have 2 packed servers every Friday night. Additionally, I run a Touge challenge, and you can find videos about that and information about that in the Discord as well under AC Touge. All the information that you need is included in the description of this video and every video, so if that's something you're into, I would love to have your support. I've also got a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kametrick. If you are more of a Twitch person, you can find me streaming there for the second half of that Friday live stream from about 10:30 until midnight. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a good night, guys. Peace.